Everybody ready? Good. Then let's get going. Oh, I nearly forgot you guys. Hey everyone, a really warm welcome back. So I think, as I said in my last video, we're staying at this gorgeous CL on the banks of the River Thames. So this is the cricket bat field, part of Friars Court. And there were three things I had to sort out to make it possible to stay here with our very simple little caravan, and that was gas, which is easy, and electric, so power input, because we don't have a solar panel, and I showed that in the last video. And I also needed to sort out showering, because this van is fantastic in that it's got full-size sleeping spaces, but the massive compromise was on the size of the bathroom. So it's just about big enough to get a loo in and a sink, and that's it now. If you're staying somewhere simple for a couple of days, that's fine, you know, you can just wash thoroughly. But particularly here, because we've had the kayaks out and so on, it's so much easier to be able to just quickly rinse off under a shower. And because it's reasonably warm, then we can start to think about more of a sort of camper van emergency solution, with the lack of the luxury bathroom that we don't have on board. So let me show you what I've come up with. So eventually I'll have a tent on the back of the bus here, and that will hang off of the back door so it can work as a sort of outdoor bathroom. But in the meantime I've got this thing. I've still got the label on, strangely enough, but this is actually my archery tent, so it's the thing I use for sheltering when I'm off shooting a whole day competition for archery. Let me get that out and show you. So this is the Old Pro utility tent. It's not their toilet tent. It's much bigger. It's got a 160 base. It's got a built-in base. Now, being the mother of boys, I would not advise to put a loo in here. I think you can work out why. But it works perfectly as a shower tent, because one thing I'm very conscious of is I don't want to leave a huge damp and muddy pitch behind by spilling water everywhere. And if kids are going to be using it, you know, you need to think especially carefully about these sort of things. It's quite nicely ventilated at the back. It's got a fly mesh here, and of course that all zips closed, and a little pocket for whatever there. So as I said, usually it's an archery tent, so you know there's a chair on that side there, and there's enough room to squeeze your bow in, because like camping, it always rains when there's a big archery competition on. But for the purposes of being able to stay here, that will work perfectly. So let me show you how I set it up as a shower tent. So here's the plan. A lot of adults use a garden trug, and then you can just wash your hair into that and then rinse off your body. But I've got kids, so we've gone for an altogether bigger solution, but one that packs much smaller. So I didn't fancy a garden trug, because, you know, that means carrying around a massive box like that. So I thought we'd give this a go, see how that works out. And frankly, they'll just have to put up with the pattern. So this is a kid's rigid side swimming pool. I was going to get one of the pet ones that just fold out, but they're incredibly expensive. Dog owners are clearly prepared to pay more for swimming pools than child owners. This is up for a 120cm pool. So just stand in the middle of that. That should catch a lot more. Okay, then in terms of the shower, I've got this one. So this was just from a well-known online site. I did try and get the collapse one, but they were out of stock. It looks really great, the collapse one, because it's got 2 different heads and a push on and off button as well. I think they might be back in stock by now, so check that out. This is very similar, doesn't have the same functionality as the head on the collapse one. But you get USB rechargeable pump. The tube itself to connect between the pump and the shower head. Anti-green shower head. And then the power, and this thing's USB rechargeable. And it comes with a hanging hook and a charge cable and a suction device actually. This thing may be needing some hoops adding. So this tube simply goes through the loop at the end of the pump, squeezes on down to the outlet. Okay, it's pretty secure. That screws on the top. There we go. And this bit just clips in here and rotates to lock, and that's the power on, power off. So what I would probably do is put this in the storage pocket, keep it nice and safe and out of the way. Well, I completely forgot to say the shower comes with some spare parts, so there's some O-rings in there. There are some O-rings in there and some spare filters, so that's good. And what I would do to get the water out of the pool once it was in there, if there was too much to tip into a container, then you could just use the pump again. I'll make a little cotton bag for it though to act as a sort of filter, and then just pump it back into the waste master that's hiding around there, and off it goes like normal. So if you're ordering from the Collapse website, you can always get one of their utility bags or one of their collapsible buckets to use if you want to keep the kit nice and small. But I've got loads and loads of these. These are actually waterproof bags, so these are designed to be used with the kayaks. For example, you put your stuff inside, roll the top, do it up, and it keeps everything completely watertight. So actually I've got so many of these, I thought actually let's put water in, let's use it as a bucket. So that will keep the kit nice and small, and that means I can fold everything up and keep it in the bus very easily. So again, just to reduce volume and weight of stuff that's being carried around. So there's that. But of course for us, because we've got the onboard water tank and we don't use the aqua roll is just used for getting water from the tank to the caravan, then it gets pumped into the tank in the caravan. So this sits empty most of the time. So actually when we're away in the caravan we can use this tank. And it can just sit there or at the back. Now, moment of truth, because I haven't tried this yet. Oh yes, look! Fits just the perfect size. So that can slip into there. Power adapter can sit on the top, keep it nice and dry. Oh, maybe shoes outside. Shoes outside. In you go. You're not getting a proper demonstration, come on. And there we go. Shh. Okay, so I'm sure it works well for me. Somebody taller, yeah. I think we could do with a hook from the ceiling, that's the only thing to hold this shower cubicle on. And maybe I'll add a bit of string from there to there so you can hang your towels up and that sort of thing instead of having to try and hang them on the loop here. Or actually there's a loop on the back that things could be hung through. So a couple of carabiners, job done. Perfect. Now obviously the idea is to use the hot water from the caravan, so to be able to use the boiler, the gas to heat the water, and then actually it can just be pumped using one of those, actually we could use a trunky. Yeah, that's a good idea. So we could use our collapsed trunky under the bathroom sink, out through the bathroom sink, out through the window, fill up the aqua realm that's directly outside. If I put the tent next to the bathroom there, that's very easy, no need to shift litres and litres of water around. But the thing I got for when we're away in just the bus, and perhaps we've gone kayaking and we just want to rinse things off, or if any of the kids have fallen in the water, then we need to actually rinse them off, is I've got a couple of these, which I thought would be neat for just leaving out during the day. Now, I don't know how hot they'll get, so I'll have to do a test and come back to you when I've actually got a thermometer, because believe it or not, I don't travel with a thermometer. So these are just black bags, they just use the sun to heat up the water that's inside. What have I dropped now? So these are actually supposed to be showers, but I suspect it's rather pathetic, so I'm quite happy to carry around the extra USB shower. Okay, so it just gets filled with water. Cap on at that end, tap on at this end. Oh, cross-threaded. Okay, so it's very simple. If you wanted to use just this for doing feet or whatever, that's fine. That just slips on the end of here, and then you can shower from there. There's a stop here. So that's supposed to go in there, I think. Wow, that's tight. Okay, so that goes in there, and then you can just hang that up on a tree or whatever. Hang it off the back of the bike rack. And free hot water, you know, why burn the gas? So, as I said, we'll give those a go and we'll see how we get on. So here's what it would look like that I would end up taking with the bus. So it's 2 bags to put the water in, let it get warm, and the shower itself. And the shower pump is a bit wet in there at the moment. So let's just roll it up and then see what that looks like. Okay, so there's what it looks like when it's all set up. So what's that? I guess about 12 centimetres by 25, 30-ish, by about another 20. There's a dinky size 4 foot for comparison. Stretch the feet. Okay, so nice and compact, that's good. I'm happy with that.